Hello everyone. So we have finished with the definitions of speed, velocity, acceleration, uniform motion, non-uniform motion. Okay. Now today we are going to study about the graphical representation of graphs. Graphical representation of velocity time graph, distance time graph, etc. On page number 5 you may see there is a distance time graph for uniform motion. They have given a table. The following table shows the distances covered by a car in fixed time intervals. Okay, they have given the values. You have to draw the graph. Okay, I have shown the graph. Now you may see the table first. The time 0 seconds, the distance traveled is 0 meters. Time 10 seconds, distance traveled is 15 meters. Time 20 seconds, distance traveled is 30 meters. Time 30 seconds, distance traveled is 45 meters. Okay, now what do you mean by uniform motion? If an object covers equal distances in equal time intervals, it is said to be moving with uniform speed. Okay, or uniform motion, that is said to be uniform motion. In the table you may see in the first 10 seconds what is the distance traveled? 15 meters. 20 seconds, 30 meters. Now what is the difference between 30 and 15? It is 15. Now the next value is 45. You may see. So 45 and 30. What is the difference between 45 and 30? It is 15. The difference between 45 and 60 is also 15. And what is the time interval? The time interval is 10 seconds. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It is 10 seconds. And distance is increasing by 15 meters. Okay. So that means it is uniform motion. So what you have to do? You have to take the graph. You have to draw the graph on graph papers. Okay. So distance time graph. Distance is taken on the y-axis and time is taken on the x-axis. X-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 10 seconds and y-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 20 meters. Okay, they have taken it as 20 meters. Okay, so you may draw the graph, you may plot the points. Okay, as shown in the graph. I have shown the solved graph. You may draw it in your graph papers. Okay, so you have to plot. How will you plot? For 0, 0, you know how to plot 0, 0. 10, 15. Okay, how will you take 15? You have to take the value one small square. One small square you have to take it as 2. One small square you have to take it as 2. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8 as such. Okay, so where will you reach? You have to take 15. You have to take an approximate value of 15 as shown in the figure. You may take, okay, you may take the values and draw the graph. So when you draw the graph, you may see that you get a straight line. Okay, so instead of taking the y-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 20, you may take other values also. But as it is given as such in your textbook, I have taken the values like that only. Okay, so you may change the values, you may change the scale on y-axis if you want, but you may see what is done in your schools and accordingly you may draw. Okay, but as the values are given in the textbook, you may draw it according to the textbook, but the thing is you will be getting a straight line. So for a uniform motion, the graph is always a straight line. Okay, now there is a question on page number 6. Okay, page number 6, use your brain power. In the distance time graph above, what does the slope of the straight line indicate? The slope of the straight line indicates average speed of the car during motion. The answer is the slope of the straight line indicates average speed of the car during motion. So there is a box on left hand side. An object in uniform motion covers equal distances in equal time intervals. Thus, the graph between distance and time is a straight line. You may underline that graph between distance and time is a straight line. Okay, So that is about distance time graph for a uniform motion. Now the next is distance time graph for a non-uniform motion. They have given a table on page number 6. Time, second, distance in meter. In time 0, the distance is 0. Time 5, the distance is 7. Time 10 second, distance is 12. Time 15 seconds, distance is 20. Time 20 seconds, distance is 30. So you may see the table. What can you note in the table? In the table, the time intervals is of 5 seconds, whereas the distance, you may see the first two, the difference is 7. 7 and 12, the distance is 5. 12 and 20, the distance is 8. 20 and 30, the distance is 10. 30 and 41, the distance is 11. 41 and 50, the difference is 9. 50 and 58, the difference is 8. Okay, so you may see the difference between the values are not the same. The difference between the values of distance in equal time intervals is not the same. So it shows non-uniform motion. What is non-uniform motion? If a vehicle travels unequal distances in equal intervals of time, it is said to be non-uniform motion. Now, above the graph there is a question: does the graph show a direct proportionality between distance and time? The answer is no, because it is non-uniform motion. Now I have drawn the graph for you. You may see the graph. On x-axis I have taken 1 centimeter as 5 seconds, and on y-axis 1 centimeter as 10 meters. Okay, now this is the graph which I have got. You may see that the graph is not a straight line, it is a curve. Okay, it is not a straight line. Now below the graph there is a question. Okay, there is a question. What difference do you see in the distance time graph for uniform and non-uniform motion? For uniform motion, the graph is a straight line, whereas for a non-uniform motion, the graph is a curve. You may write, for uniform motion, the graph is a straight line, and for non-uniform motion, the graph is a curve. Okay, so you may draw the graphs either in graph papers or in your textbook, but in your textbook your school will ask you to draw, so accordingly you may do whatever is correct. Okay, now the next is velocity time graph for uniform velocity. Okay, velocity time graph for uniform velocity. A train is moving with a uniform velocity of 60 km per hour for 5 hours. The velocity time graph for this uniform motion is shown in the figure. Okay, 1.7. So in figure 1.7 they have shown a ready graph. Okay, drawn graph. On the y-axis they have taken velocity in kilometer per hour, and on the x-axis they have taken time in hours. Now in the graph what has to be noted? You may see that in the first hour, for 1 hour, what is the velocity? It is 60. In the second hour, what is the velocity? It is again 60. In the third hour, what is the velocity? It is again 60. Fourth hour, what is the velocity? It is 60. So it is a straight line, a parallel line to x-axis. That means the velocity is not changing. The velocity in the first hour, second hour, third hour, fourth hour, fifth hour, sixth hour, it is continuously 60. So with the help of graph, how will you determine the distance covered by the train between 2 and 4 hours? You may see in the graph 2 and 4 hours. Okay, how will you determine the distance covered? Distance covered is equal to velocity into time. You know the equation, velocity is equal to displacement upon time. Here distance and displacement is the same, are equal. So what will be displacement or distance? It will be velocity into time. Okay, so what is the velocity at second and fourth hour? It is 60. At second hour also it is 60. At fourth hour also it is 60. So velocity is equal to 60. And what is the time? The time is 2 hours. Okay, from second hour to fourth hour. From second hour to fourth hour means it is 2 hours. So you have to take velocity into time. So velocity is 60 and the time is 2. So it is 60 into 2, that will give you 120 kilometers. Okay, 120 kilometers. Okay, that is how you can calculate the distance covered by the train. Okay, distance covered by the train. Otherwise, how can you calculate the distance covered by the train? You can also calculate by finding out the area covered by the rectangle ABCD. Okay, you may see in the graph there they have marked A, B, C and D. Okay, it makes a rectangle. So if you find out the area ABCD, then that will give you the distance covered. Okay, if you find out the area of ABCD, that will give you the distance covered. You may learn this whenever you have to find out the distance covered. You may find out the area covered by that particular graph. Okay, by those particular 2 points. You have to take 2 points. Here they have taken the second hour and the fourth hour. Okay, second hour and the fourth hour, and the velocities of those second hour and fourth hour, and A, B, C, D they have drawn, and you have to find out the area of ABCD. If you find out the area of ABCD, that is a rectangle. Okay, that is area of the rectangle. Okay, ABCD, that is AC, the distance is taken as 60. Okay, this distance is taken as 60, and what is 2 to 4? The distance is 2 hours. 2 hours and 60. So 60 into 2, that will give you 120. So the distance covered by the train is 120. Now you may see the second question. Is there a relation between the distance covered by the train between 2 and 4 hours and the area of particular quadrangle in the graph? Okay, yes, there is a relation. The area of particular quadrangle indicates distance covered by the train. You may write, yes, the area of particular quadrangle indicates distance covered by the train during that specific time interval. Okay, so you have shown whatever has been calculated. Okay, you may write accordingly on your graph or in your notebook or in your textbook. Now the question is, one more question is there on page number 6 towards the last. What is the acceleration of the train? Okay, now what is acceleration? Acceleration is change in velocity upon time. Acceleration is change in velocity upon time. Here you may see, is the velocity changing? No. At the first hour also the velocity is 60. Second hour also the velocity is 60. Third hour also the velocity is 60. Fourth hour also the velocity is 60. So that means the velocity is not changing. That means there is no acceleration. As change in velocity equal to 0, the acceleration of the train is 0. Write the answer. As the train is moving with uniform velocity, acceleration of the train is 0. Or as there is no change in velocity, the acceleration is 0. Okay, now we may move on to the next graph, that is on page number 7. velocity time graph for uniform acceleration. Okay, what is uniform acceleration? If the velocity changes equally in equal intervals of time, then it is said to be uniform acceleration. They have given a table on page number 7. You may see time 0, velocity 0, time 5, velocity 8, time 10, velocity 16, time 15, velocity 24. So you may see within the first 5 seconds the velocity is 8. Within the next 5 seconds, that is from 5 to 10, again the value has increased for velocity from 8 to 16. So what is the difference? It is 8. For 10 to 15 seconds, it is 16 to 24. That means the value difference is again 8. So the velocity is equally increasing by 8 meter per second. So it is uniform acceleration. Now below the diagram there is a question. The velocity changes by equal amounts in equal time intervals. Thus, this is uniform accelerated motion. How much does the velocity change in every 5 minutes? How much does the velocity change? The velocity changes in every 5 minutes by 8 meters per second. You may write the velocity changes by 8 meters per second. Okay. Now the next question. For all non-uniformly accelerated motions, the velocity time graph may have any shape. Okay. So just like we did in uniform motion and non-uniform motion, in uniform motion the velocity time graph is a straight line, whereas in non-uniform motion the velocity time graph is a curve. Similarly, for all uniformly accelerated motions, the velocity time graph is a straight line. You may underline that second point on page number 7. For all uniformly accelerated motions, the velocity time graph is a straight line, whereas for non-uniformly accelerated motions, the velocity time graph may have any shape depending on how the acceleration changes with time. Now, the next, from the graph in figure 1.8, we can determine the distance covered by the car between the 10th and 20 seconds, as we did in the case of train in the previous example. Okay, so in the previous example we found out the area covered by that particular shape. Okay, so here also we are going to find out the area covered. The difference is that the velocity of the car is not constant but is continuously changing because of uniform acceleration. Okay, so in the other graph, that is the first velocity time graph, the velocity was not changing, it was continuously 60 km per hour. Here the velocity is changing. Okay, so the graph is different. In such a case, we have to use the average velocity of the car in the given time interval to determine the distance covered in that interval. So they have shown it. They have shown the calculation on page number 7. From the graph, the average velocity of the car is equal to 32 plus 16 upon 2, that is 24 meter per second. Okay, because we are considering two values A and B. Okay, in the graph you may see we are considering two values A and B. You are calculating the distance covered between 10th and 20th second. So for 10th second it is taken as A, for 20th second it is taken as B. You may see in the graph, I repeat, the distance covered has to be calculated between 10th and 20th second. That is the question. Okay, so for 10th second it is taken as A and for 20th second it is taken as B. Now you have to draw dotted lines, okay, as it is given in the graph. Okay, so we will get a shape you may see A, B, E, C, D. Okay, that is the shape of a trapezium. If you divide that trapezium, you will get two triangles ABE and AECD. Okay. Okay, now you may see what has been given in the textbook. From the graph, the average velocity of the car is 32 plus 16 upon 2. From where did you get that 32? That is the value of velocity at B, that is 20th second. And where did you get that 16? That is the value of velocity at A, that is at 10th second. That is the average velocity. So average velocity is given as 24 meter per second. Now multiplying this by time interval, that is 10 seconds. That means 10, how did you get that 10 seconds? From 10th second to 20th second we are calculating. Okay, so 10th second to 20th second, what is the difference? It is 10 seconds. So that is 10 seconds gives us the distance covered is equal to 24 into 10, that is equal to 240 meters. Now similarly, if you calculate the distance covered by the area of quadrangle ABCD, you may see we have made a quadrangle in the graph ABCD. It is divided into two, a rectangle AECD and a triangle ABE. Okay, how will you find out the value of area of a triangle? It is half into base into height. And how will you find out the area of a rectangle? It is length into breadth. Okay, so accordingly you have to calculate. So it will be half into base into height, that means half into 10 into 16. Okay, AE is the base, BE is the height. AE is the base, AE is the base, BE is the height. So half into 10 into 16 plus area of rectangle AECD. What is the length? The length is 16 and the base is, breadth is 10, or the other way around you may take, the length is 10 and the breadth is 16, anyway you may take. So 16 into 10 plus half into 10 into 16, that will give you 160 plus 80, that will give you 240 meters. Okay, so again if you do it by graphical method, that means the distance covered by finding out the area, or by the regular method, in both cases you are getting the same value. So this is the importance of graph. So now what will be the questions asked? They will ask you the question to draw the distance time graph for a uniform motion and distance time graph for a non-uniform motion. They might give you the same values. Okay, otherwise they will give you the graph and ask the questions on page number 6. You may see, use your brain power question. In the distance time graph above, what does the slope of the straight line indicate? It indicates the average speed of the car. And on page number 6, towards the end, you may see, with the help of graph, how will you determine the distance covered by the train between 2 and 4 hours? Okay, you have to calculate it and show velocity is equal to displacement upon time. Therefore, displacement is equal to velocity into time. So it is 120 kilometers. Similarly, if they will ask, if they ask by to find out the area, okay, you may find out the area also, area wise also the answer will be the same. So for the graph 1.5 and 1.6, they might ask you to draw it, or otherwise 1.7 and 1.8, they will give you the graph and ask the questions as it is given in the textbook. Okay, so hope you have understood. For today, the graphs, the 4 graphs, you are supposed to draw the graphs on a graph paper and write whatever has been given in the textbook. That means just the calculations. That means on page number 6, question number 1 and question number 2, and page number 7, the last question, Check that, similar to the example of train, the distance covered is given by the area of quadrangle ABCD. How to calculate the area of quadrangle ABCD? And the last but not the least, you have to mark those 2 points. For all uniformly accelerated motions, the velocity time graph is a straight line. For non-uniformly accelerated motions, the velocity time graph may have any shape. This much for today. Okay, hope you have understood. Thank you.